What's up? RidgeRaven5678 here, and welcome back to another DVD video. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different here. Instead of, having a video based off of a, character that I just enjoy playing for, the time being, and just, having another, video with a match going and stuff like that, we're going to do more of like a conversation video where I just talk about some DVD thing, but a topic that I think would be really cool and something that I obviously stole from other content creators because people have been doing this for many years, is a what if chapter, or basically talk about licenses that I would like to see in the game, but I want to do it a little bit differently. And instead of just talking about the most obvious choices and going on for like 45 minutes of all these chapters that they can put into the game, talking about, Pennywise and Jason Voorhees, all that stuff. I'm going to talk about stuff that I personally want to see that doesn't get talked about a lot. And I think would be a really cool rendition of of a license to put in the game. More so, this is a video about dream chapters, stuff that I would love to see in the game. So, and starting off with the number one most the most wanted chapter that I really need from this game is a supernatural chapter. Now, I don't know how popular supernatural is nowadays, but me growing up as a kid, me and my people love supernatural. Okay, Sam and Dean, such an iconic duo, and watching it nowadays it is a bit goofy, I won't lie, but there's a certain charm to it that I love about the show, to where every time I tune in to watch this one episode, I end up watching like 3 or 4 more. It's one of those shows where I can just binge and just kind of enjoy sitting back and watch. And it's hard for me to turn off sometimes, to go do something else, because I just want to finish this episode, but it's like, okay, now I really want to switch to the next episode. But anyways, going back to Dead by Daylight though, I think Sam and Dean would be two perfect survivors into the realm. Anybody who's seen the show knows that Sam and Dean always go through different like time dimensions. Like there's an episode where they go to the Wild West. There's an episode where they're going to the 40s or 50s, wherever. I mean, they're used to jumping around, going through portals and stuff like that. So why not go into the entity's realm by accident, of course, and or maybe they were hunting the entity or something from the entity, and they chased it into the fog, and they just found themselves stuck into the realm and stuff like that. It just kind of it's something that behavior can easily make sense of, and for everyone who watches and loves supernatural, I think they can get behind it. But yeah, also to go back on the supernatural chapter, that is my absolute number one most requested chapter. Please, oh my god, I really want a supernatural chapter. They can definitely give a legendary cosmetic to either Sam or Dean, or both, unless they, if they want to mismatch them together, similar to what they did with the D&D chapter, and they have Castiel as a survivor. I think having an angel as a survivor would be really cool and interesting, and it kind of fit in that pool of unique survivors. We already have an elf chick. We have, a half vampire, half dude, and we have Gabriel, who I believe is like a clone or something. But yeah, I think it would be interesting. But now, of course, I'd be happy if they just did survivors, but if they wanted to add killers into the game too, or a killer from Supernatural, I personally wouldn't mind seeing like there's a few characters that I would actually like to see. Lucifer, I think having the devil in as a killer in Dead by Daylight would be fucking awesome. I think having maybe Abaddon, the Knight of Hell, would be a really cool addition, and I think she'd be quite popular, honestly. Crowley, more or less, I don't know. I mean, Crowley's never been the bad guy. He's just been a bad guy. Or maybe Leviathan, like Dick or something. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of killers they can choose from, but the main thing is I want Sam and Dean and Supernatural. So that's just me. Anyways, moving on so I don't make this video, super long. Another chapter that I think would be really cool and really interesting, and this is just thinking outside the box, is a Star Wars chapter. More specifically, at least Darth Vader into Dead by Daylight. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's not horror and stuff like that. Listen, man, yeah, it's not horror, But if you read up and see the things that Darth Vader does, he's a pretty terrifying character, especially in episode 3 before he actually becomes Darth Vader. When he goes to the Jedi Temple and kill all those kids, that's fucking terrifying. That's more crap that's more evil than what the Legion did, and the Legion ends up into Dead by Daylight. So why can't Darth Vader be in it? Plus, I can totally see him just walking around, talking smack to this survivor. I found your lack of faith disturbing, or something like that. Watching him crush palace with the Force or something, and picking up survivors using the Force and stuff like that, putting them on. I can just see a lot of the animations going through for Darth Vader. Now, I don't know what the power would be, but I think it would have to probably do something maybe with his rage. Somebody who's a bit of a, Star Wars nerd, or at least more or less a Darth Vader nerd, because I like Darth Vader, really. I don't really care about Star Wars all that much nowadays, but I do like Darth Vader. But Darth Vader, the thing that keeps him going is his anger, his hatred, his rage. That keeps his connection to the dark side strong. And obviously, when he gets rage induced and when he gets pissed, like, everything just starts combusting around him. And it could be something similar to that, maybe like a rage meter, similar to Oni, how he collects blood and becomes Super Saiyan and destroys stuff. I don't know. I think that would be different. It would be pretty cool. And hey, you know what? If they want to throw something extra for the survivors out there, give them all like Jedi robes or something, I can see Felix rocking Qui-Gon Jinn's robe or something, Or, I don't know, give Jess a Chewbacca outfit. Something funny. I don't know, man. Do whatever. But Darth Vader into Dead by Daylight would be pretty cool. Now, number 3, and this is going into, do anime quote unquote belong in Dead by Daylight? In my personal opinion, yes. I think Berserk would be a really cool chapter in Dead by Daylight. Now, I don't know who they would do as a survivor. I, honest to God, do not want to see Guts as a survivor, because it's Guts. When does he ever run away? Okay. He's literally, like, if you've seen the eclipse, and all I'll say is that, parts of his body gets mutilated and he's still charging in to fight. Like, that's badass. That's good. Alright, he does not run. So seeing him get, chased down by, I don't know, a high school kid or a 3-foot killer doll, it would just be a little bit funny, and it really wouldn't be as cool. And as, I don't know how to say it, but it really wouldn't be fan servicey, in my opinion. In fact, I think he would be much cooler as a killer, similar to what they're doing to Ken in Tokyo Ghoul. How the entity in the lore is sweeps up Ken right at a big tragic moment for him, where he never regains his humanity. He just becomes the ghoul. They can probably do something similar to Gut, like in the eclipse, he gets swept by the entity, and he just doesn't care anymore, and he just destroys shit. Now he's berserk, he's angry, he's rageful. I don't know. Or maybe when he gets his berserk armor and he can never come back out of it, so he just is forever berserk, just killing everything in his path. I don't know, man. I mean, I just cannot see Gus as the survivor. He would just have to be a killer, in my opinion. And swinging around that big ass sword, the Dragon Slayer, would be pretty damn cool. So, anyways, moving on to another license that I would think would be a really interesting rendition, and just hear me out, is an Arkham Asylum chapter. Listen, more or less, I would love to have a map in the Arkham Asylum, okay? I think that would be really cool and very fan servicey to a Batman fan like myself. Now, I don't want to see Batman as a survivor or a killer. It's just wouldn't work either way, okay? Again, I can't see Batman running away from a high school teenager or a killer doll, but I can see that if they wanted to do the Batman who laughs as a killer, that would be awesome. If not, maybe a skin. Maybe they can, give Trickster the Joker skin we've always wanted. Or maybe, give it to Clown. I don't know. Give Plague a Poison Ivy outfit, and who knows, give Catwoman outfit to one of the survivors. I don't know. I really don't know what killer would be. maybe Clayface. A lot of people have been, asking for years if we can have like a mimic killer, and Clayface fit the bill. He can mimic, anyone really, and maybe there's some sort of thing like interaction that the survivors can do where they can splash water on, each other, which sounds pretty kinky now that I think about it. But anyways, whoever melts becomes Clayface because, well, Clayface is, mimicking. Now, obviously, I think it would be destroyed by Swifts because Swifts can just say, hey, teabag for me, and the guy doesn't teabag, then, it's Clayface. I don't know. It'd be pretty niche, honestly, but it'd be different. It'd be cool. And that's kind of what this video is kind of leaning toward. So, yeah. So, now, moving on to a final chapter that I think would be really interesting, and just hear me out, is Death Note. Now, I actually got this idea. I stole this idea from the Fake Bennett, which, if you don't know who the Fake Bennett is, he's a smaller YouTube channel. Not smaller, because, I'm small, but he's a small YouTube channel who does Dead by Daylight content, and a Chucky main. Maybe he's still a Chucky main. I don't know. Chucky's been gutted, but hopefully this buffs will help him come back because he feels so bad to play right now. But anyway, he made a really cool concept that I would like to express more of, and that is Death Note. Now, and I agree with what he said personally. I don't think Light Yagami should be a killer, unless they do some sort of cool mechanic with the Death Note. But I don't know how they would do it. It'd just be really strange. But I think having Light as a survivor and another, quote unquote evil or bad survivor would be pretty interesting, honestly. I think, people want more, quote unquote evil, bad survivor, like Yui and Tori. But having Light Yagami would be pretty interesting, and I can totally see him having some perks that obviously doesn't kill the team, but more self-centered and just I don't know, just something that fits it more. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here. Like I said, this is just a fun video, nothing too serious, but these are more like my dream chapters that I would like to see in the game. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.